Namaste. I'm going to share with you guys some sound meditation. And I've been doing sound meditation, probably about 18 years. It started for me when I had just really was kind of fresh into yoga, and I was looking for things to do around town. And in those days in Nashville, there was a guy that traveled around the US in an RV, and he put on gong concerts. And so I decided to go to this gong concert, not knowing anything about it. He described it or called it Calling of the Angels. And he probably had 10 or 12 different gongs. And it was the first experience I had ever had with sound meditation, and absolutely loved it. And so every time he came through town, I would go. And then eventually he actually moved to Nashville and started doing workshops at different studios. I remember him being at the Yoga Source, and I would bring him into Half Moon Yoga in Franklin. Loved it. I would also do, sound meditations with drumming and percussion instruments back in the early days of the studio. And then eventually, a few years later, I met this friend of mine, Daniel, who had a set of crystal singing bowls, similar to the ones I have behind me that I'm going to be playing for you guys today. However, his were big and, the sound was stellar. So we were able to have them on loan at the studio, and everyone fell in love with them. And then when he asked to have them back, everybody was like, can't we get our own set of bowls? So we did a fundraiser. We raised enough money to purchase this set. And I know some of you may be missing it, and maybe some of you have never experienced this before. But sound is very powerful. And sound can be very healing. In fact, there's a lot of studies that have been done in hospitals. There's even been studies done with rehabilitation for prisoners. And it can help change things at a cellular level. So I'm hoping that you will join me. And you can either sit upright in formal meditation with your eyes closed. You can even have yourself sitting in a chair or with back support against the wall. Most people, however, enjoy sound meditation lying down on their backs. If you lie down on your back, make a pallet, grab blankets, pillows, bolsters, whatever you need to do to get completely comfortable. And you can certainly do this lying on your couch or your bed as well. And just be aware, energy is vibration, sound is healing energy. So I just want you to listen and to absorb, and there may be some tones or frequencies that you really resonate with. There may be others that you don't necessarily, are vibing with, and that's okay. Just let it all be a part of the experience. So just to prepare at least our minds for this, I want you to take your hands and just start massaging your scalp as if you were washing your hair in the shower. Feel free to close your eyes. There are lots of marma points. And marma points are no different than acupressure points located on the head. This probably shouldn't surprise you, because I know as young girls, we like to, sit behind each other and, brush each other's hair. I mean, there really is something to this. It can be very calming and relaxing, but it also helps to massage the scalp. And just think about tension headaches that often spur up. So this can help to remove some of that tension. Now, do some skull tapping. Have it like raindrops pouring over your head. Obviously not too hard, but not too soft where you can't feel it. I was trained under the lineage of Paramahansa Yogananda's tradition of yoga. And this was included in his energization exercises that he brought over here to the West. And when you're doing this, you can even affirm mentally to yourself, awake, my sleeping powers awake. Awake, my brain cells, be wise and strong. Okay, and then we're gonna do some other tapping. I don't know if you've ever researched tapping, but tapping is a technique that's used in trauma sensitive yoga. Some psychologists are beginning to use it. It's been studied to help to overcome trauma from our past. So just continue to sprinkle it around and under the eyes and the cheeks. And the jaw is some place in the body that tends to hold a lot of tension as well. So if you want to massage the jaw or stretch out the mouth to try to reduce that. And then take it to the upper lip, down to your chin and throat. Throat, where we use our voice, speak our truth. And then tap the back of the neck, down to the chest. And then take a moment to find the top of the sternum. And tap there. This is a marma point for the heart chakra, or heart center. Bring it back up through the neck and the throat, through the chin and the cheeks, back to the temples and the brow, and then tap the third eye. And then I'll give you time to get comfortable while I set up. So discern whether or not you want to sit formally or to lie down. Whichever position you choose, close your eyes. And take some smooth breaths in and out through the nose. Noticing how the breath helps to align the mind and heart. The more you get grounded in yourself, perhaps noticing the mind calming and clearing. And remember, all you have to do is just listen and absorb the sound. Begin taking deeper sips of breath. Just notice and be aware of how you feel from the inside out. Sound meditation is something external that can shift the internal. But remember, the internal can also shift the external. So if you are by chance lying down on your back, I would suggest just maybe rolling your wrist or wiggling your fingers. Perhaps rolling your ankles or wiggling the toes. I invite you to pull your knees lightly in towards your belly and chest. And if you've been sitting formally in meditation, feel free to bow over. And then we can all join each other in a proper seat. Thank you for taking the time to do a little meditation that is so beneficial for the mind, the body, for our health, for our healing. When we heal even just a piece or a portion of ourselves, we are helping to heal part of the collective, because each of us is part of the whole, and the whole is a part of us. Thank you for joining me. And if you're interested in sound meditation, check out your local studios. I'm sure there's a plethora of information online about it if you want to study it more. Sometimes it's referred to as nada yoga, or the yoga of sound. If you want to follow me, Robbie Michelle Short, at Moonbeam Yoga, you can look at my schedule, because sometimes I bring this offering into the studios, and sometimes I also offer some things online. So thank you again, and have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.